Hi! So today I'm going to make a Bohemian choker, and I have this thing where whenever I go traveling I always find some sort of bead store and pick up whatever beads they have and make something while I'm traveling. So I was in Tahoe and I found this bead store, and I always bring leather and pliers with me, and I just thought I would make like a nice little choker. This is a 22 gauge copper wire, and these are my pliers. I actually got these for my husband for Christmas. These were my stocking stuffers, and these are a lot more heavy duty than regular jeweler's pliers I do have, but you can still achieve that with, you know, maybe just the tip of this if you don't have them with you. And it also comes in this awesome little travel case. So this is going to be great for like jewelry repairs on the go. So if you want something different than regular jewelry pliers, get these. These are awesome. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut a piece of wire. This is about, gosh, maybe 10 inches. And then I'm going to cut it. Get this out of the way. Excuse the music here. I'm watching a Bundle of Joy starring Eddie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds, you know, in honor of Carrie Fisher passing. So just thought I would kind of have that movie on and just kind of remember her for a minute. Okay, so here I kind of made just one little loop around the needle nose pliers, and it kind of created this just little circle here. And I'm going to put this little copper finding in between that. And so now that fits super good right there. And it's nice when the jewelry has a little bit of movement and doesn't look staticky. So make sure you'll be able to move this freely, that the circle's big enough. Now I'm going to twist and twist so that doesn't come apart at all. Right? And now I'm going to grab a little bead that I have. This is a copper bead, just to kind of match that little circular finding, and I'm going to put that right here just to kind of hide all of this twist work here. And this particular bead has a hole in the side. If it had a hole in the bottom, I would poke the wires through there, but it doesn't. So I'm going to do something that's just a little bit different. All right, so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to lay this over the stone. And each stone will be different, so you're just going to have to hold it in place and bend the side, bend the other side, so it kind of hugs the stone. I'm going to turn it over, and now that we're in the front, I'm going to cross it over as close as I can, and now I'm going to twist. And people just do some lovely work with wire, and I really admire those awesome wire workers. I wish one day I could do that, but this is just a very simple construction here. So now that you have that there, then we're just going to kind of bend it here on the sides and insert it now into this hole. And then you can use one of the pliers to really get that wire where it needs to be, so it gets nice and tight right there. And we'll do the same on the other side. So now that's not going anywhere, and then you actually have a very nice detail here in the front and also on the back. This is the piece of leather that I have, and this is about, I want to say about 18 inches. I'm going to fold it in half and kind of eyeball the center. Give myself a little dent so I know where that's at. I'm going to put the center of this stone here. And now I'm going to wrap this around it. Maybe twice. You know, jewelry looks really good when it's worked a little bit. I'll do the same on the other side. Twist the wire. Now to give it another pretty detail, I'm going to add a bead on each side. And again, you can use the plier just to kind of give it a nice little pull. Get it nice and tight. All right. There's that side, and now you're just going to wrap the remainder around. And to prevent this from coming apart, or the wire getting loose, is to wrap it super tight. So what I like to do is hold that with that plier, then grab another plier and wrap it. And then really pulling it super tight will prevent it from going anywhere. And you always want to bend this wire in so it doesn't pinch whoever's wearing it. Okay, so after looking at this, I feel like it needs a little bit more detail. So I'm going to take some more wire, and this is, I think it's about maybe like 10 inches. And I'm going to wrap a couple of loops around here. About 3. Something kind of like that. And I got these African beads. They were on a string, and they look like little coils. And I thought that that would be something very different from traditional beads, that it's kind of like a rustic looking coil. And I'm going to put that there. Line it up next to that kind of quartzy looking stone. Wrap it a little more. Now once I have that, cool thing to do is to have it go across this bead, just as a little accent. Keep wrapping. Now we're going to go behind the stone. I'm going to wrap. And again, go across the stone going the other way. Okay, so now that I've wrapped that around, I really like the detail here. And then just to get rid of that corner, you're just going to take the plier and really bend that down so that it does not scratch the person. So now I'm very happy with that. And this looks a little skewy here, a little loose, little too much wire. And then a quick trick to do to kind of fix that is to take your needle nose plier and kind of bend it. On the front, and kind of just give it this little twist right here. Now it looks very styled. Okay, and I'm loving that. So I'm going to attach some chain onto the leather. This is measuring, again, about 10 inches on each side. It's nice when you have different materials on your choker and it's not just all leather or just all metal. It's nice when you have lots of different materials here. And so to attach a chain onto a tip of leather, you're just going to line up the wire here, make a right angle. You're going to take your pliers to hold that in place, and then just start wrapping this leather around, wrapping the wire around, excuse me. Oops. All right. And then the last piece you're not going to wrap as tight, because now you just want to kind of go through that wire again. I'm going to pull it tight so it kind of knots it so it doesn't go nowhere. Really pull that tight and then bend that down. So now I'm going to make another right angle. Take my needle nose pliers, wrap that around. Now I have this loop here. I'm going to take the chain and insert it on there. And this is better than a jump ring because there's no split in it at all. And that way it does not ever come apart. I'm going to hold this down, and now I'm going to wrap this back up onto the leather. Now this is absolutely not going to go anywhere. And then if it's feeling a little loose, hold that down with the pliers and keep wrapping. And then cut off the excess. Cut off the excess and tuck it away. Bam. All right. So now you have that chain attached to there. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Got the top of this choker, and what it does is it wraps around the neck and comes to the front through this loop, so it has this gorgeous detail when you see it in the front. Then I've attached the chain here, and to kind of finish off this necklace, I'm just going to add some beads here at the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is, if you don't have one of those head pins and all you have is wire, what you can do is you can make your own head pin. And what you do is you wrap it around the needle nose plier here. And you can see I've wrapped it around like twice. And then I'm going to angle this up, and then I'm going to insert it back into this hole and pull it through. And now you kind of have like this little knotted head pin, and it does keep the beads in place. So I'm going to put the bead on. And I think I'm also going to put a little gold accent bead too. So it looks like that. I'm going to bend it at a right angle. Do a little loop. And see what that looks like. And now I'm going to loop that chain through. So it hooks onto there. Just gonna wrap this around and cut off the excess like we've been doing. And I'll also do the same on the other side. Okay, so here we are, all complete. We have this gorgeous little dangly detail here at the bottom. A little leather strap. And then this is gonna go right in front, right at the neck. So let me show you a couple of different versions that I did of this. So I also have this one that I did earlier. This one has more of like a little rose gold cut to it, that's why I chose the copper. And this one is more of like a antique brass look. And then here I put some little crystals. So the possibilities are endless on this. And just to show you another thing, another bracelet that I worked on earlier today. Just by using the same kind of techniques. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching.